welcome back to the vlog. Pardon my bedhead, it's like 6 in the morning here. Just haven't got ready yet. So I've been getting a ton of questions lately on how I shot these moving time lapses, which are called hyperlapses. I'm relatively new to this technique, but I see a bunch of really kind of unique and creative applications specifically in the hunting realm. I just wanted to share with you how I do that. It's actually quite simple. First, you'll want to pick an object that you'll be taking a series of photos of, either moving towards or away from. In this case, I picked a tree out in the open. For this hyperlapse, I started about 100 yards back, framed up my camera, took a picture, took a step, reframed the camera to as close as I possibly could to the previous shot, took a picture, took a step, repeat like 100 times. One trick for getting to as close as the same framing as you can throughout each shot is to turn on the grid display in your camera, but you'll line up a point on the grid with a point on your object. When we're doing handheld, it's hard to be entirely consistent, but fortunately there's some things in post-production, which I'll touch on here in a bit, that can help smooth things out. So after I take all the images, I'll import them into Lightroom, and then I'll make an edit to one image in the sequence. Here's the before and after. Then I'll sync that edit across all the images by pressing Command A, then Sync Settings. And after I've done that, I'll export them into their own folder and do full-size JPEG at 300 dpi. Now, this next step is a super important one. Under File Naming, you'll want to select Custom Name Sequence. You'll want these images to be in a sequence for a later step. For this one, I'll name it Tree Hyperlapse and press Export. Next, I'm going to open up Premiere Pro and open up the current project that I'm working on, and then I'm going to create a bin titled Hyperlapses. Then from inside this bin, I'm going to press Command I to import files. I'll navigate to the exported time-lapse folder and click into the folder, scroll down to the first image in the sequence, click on it. Then in the bottom left of the import screen, you should see an Options tab with an Image Sequence button. Make sure you select that and then press Import. And Adobe Premiere will now import that full image sequence into your project as a video clip. Now I'm going to drag it into my timeline, and as you can see, it's way zoomed in because each image file is like over 5,000 pixels wide, and the sequence that I'm working on is a 1080 by 1920 sequence. So to fix this, simply right click and press Set to Frame Size. Then if you get some black bars on the side, you can just zoom in a bit. All right, now let's watch it. And as you can see, it's pretty shaky. And to help with this, go over to the Effects tab, type in Warp Stabilizer. But if you drag the Warp Stabilizer onto the clip right now, you'll get this error message because the frame size of the clip doesn't match the sequence settings. To fix this, you need to nest the clip, which makes the clip match the sequence settings. And to do this, right click on the clip and select Nest. And you can name it whatever you want. We'll name it Nest 1. Then, now when you apply Warp Stabilizer, it works. So now I'll play the clip, and this one turned out really well. It's pretty smooth. Sometimes you can get some really weird cropping, then you'll need to go in and adjust the settings of the Warp Stabilizer, sometimes reducing the smoothness to like 10% or even 20%. Setting the stabilization to stabilize only can help, but this one didn't need any of that. So again, I'm pretty new to hyperlapses, but they're super cool and just a really good way to add some wow factor to your videos. One final tip before I wrap things up: when you're shooting multiple hyperlapses, try shooting one hyperlapse that like zooms into an object, then have your next one zoom out of an object. It makes for a really natural transition. Just kind of a cool way to kind of stitch multiple ones together. All right, that's all for today. If you like this video, hit the like button. That'd help me out a ton. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe.